It's Wednesday, September 9th. My name is Scott, and this is Relevantly Speaking. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's show. For those music and tech geeks out there, you know that today is the day that the entire Beatles catalog is being released in all its remastered glory. You also know that the Beatles edition of Rock Band is out today. Now, what does this have to do with performance marketing? Nothing. I'm just telling you. So go out and get it. Now this week we're excited to tell you about the first episode in a pilot program that we're testing. Now, one of the things that we hear most often that affiliates want is industry education. Now, that said, we recruited one of the biggest super affiliates out there, Hamlet Batista, and we convinced him to do a 40-minute video webinar that details how he made his millions. That's right, I said millions. You'll be able to check out this first recorded webinar on demand starting Monday, September 14th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. It's over at blog.mediatrust.com. Now, in addition to a play-by-play from Hamlet, you'll be able to follow along with a slide deck that Hamlet made himself to illustrate his points. We hope you'll take some time and check that out. So now that we're giving affiliates something that they've been asking for, how about the other side of the coin? We get a lot of questions from advertisers and companies that we work with in the space, and one of the most common things I get asked at trade shows is, how did MediaTrust implement our social media strategy? Or how do we use it to attract customers? Why did we decide to use video? How should we be using Twitter? Stuff like that. So this week we reach into our bag of awesomeness and we bring you strategist David Dalka.
Yeah, my name's Dave Dalka. I'm somebody who has done a lot of startup work using search engine strategies and performance marketing strategies, and over the time in those startups, I started to see the problems that exist in normal enterprises in adopting new technology and using it in an innovative fashion. I find the barriers to that to be, budgets, org structures, and lack of management understanding of the channels. Unlike traditional strategy firms, which come in there and they camp out for 6 to 9 months and they run up gigantic bills and they just hand you a giant PowerPoint at the end and say, good luck implementing this, I want to come into your business and talk to you about your real performance issues, give you quick steps to rapidly implement change in your organization so that you're going to change profit margins and customer satisfaction much more quickly. I think any business can do that. That said, I think the businesses, the real driver isn't so much the industry vertical. The real driver is the mandate for change. So if you had some event like a negative earnings quarter, a change in a management team member, a change in board of directors, a private equity firm takes over your company, there's a clear mandate to do something different than there was before, and that's what I look for. I do tend to see a lot of things that happen in the B2B world where I think this is extremely well because you can turn stuff into leads and affiliate processes very easily, and a lot of those companies really haven't even started the process yet. And then I think the most important thing is to eventually, if you do get involved in social media, understand that it's about listening and using it as an innovation tool, not a PR tool. I'm saying we go back to my message is go back to the basics. If you go back to the basics of, what are the microeconomics of these channels, with the web analytics that we have today, you're getting to the point where you're able to say, I know what 51% works. And if you know what 51% works and you understand the microeconomics of the different channels, you should be allocating your budgets radically differently than you are today, and you should be migrating them towards search, both traditional paid and organic, and understand that that's a very different budget conversation, but then also look at the performance marketing channels and really understand the value, because at the end of the day, the consumer that looks at your ad or the business partner that looks at your ad doesn't know the difference between a CPA banner ad and a CPM banner ad.
Now you can learn more about David at daviddalka.com. There's also a link to his site in our show notes. That's our show for this week. My name is Scott, and I hope to see you back here next week.